What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about boxing versus kickboxing and which one is better for your overall fitness. Check it out. Boxing and kickboxing. These are great ways to get your cardio in or to get your fitness up. Now, the reason I made this video is because cardio kickboxing and cardio boxing have really blown up. Now, there's a reason they have blown up. But cardio boxing and cardio kickboxing are probably two of the funnest and potentially the most beneficial ways to get your cardio and, in a sense, get your fitness up. Running and other means of cardio, bikes and stuff like that, that can become mundane if you're not really into that. And getting people into fitness and getting people to get excited about being fit and doing the work that it takes, you have to find exciting ways to draw them in. Boxing and kickboxing are a very exciting way to bring people into the fold to get them fit. It looks fun and it is fun. And then just the stress relief aspect of it, like striking a surface and moving around and then really just having a good time, but not realizing how much work you're putting in. And there's a reason why combat sport athletes are some of the best athletes in the world. The training is intense and it gets you in excellent shape. So let's start with boxing. Boxing, simple. 2 hands, right? No elbows, no knees, no kicks, right? Now, at a glance, it would seem that kickboxing would be the more intense workout because of all the kicks and it feels more full body. But believe me, when you are boxing, you are using your whole body if you are doing it correctly. Now, let's start with that. If you're going to bring boxing or cardio boxing into your regiment for fitness, remember, I'm talking about using these things for fitness. If you want to get into like actual training boxing or training kickboxing, get to a gym and get that real training. There's no way around it. You cannot learn that stuff on the internet. You have to get a coach or get a team and get going. Now back to the fitness aspect. People don't realize that if you're doing everything properly, you are using your whole body. You have to drive from the ground, right? So you're engaging your legs, you have to engage your core, there's rotation, there's technique that goes into boxing, and you are moving your feet a lot, at least if you're good at it and you're doing it in a technical way. Your hands have to stay up, the way you turn, every movement takes like concentration, takes focus, but mainly it engages your whole body, and that could be missed because most people that start to box, especially for fitness and they don't have the proper training, they're just kind of flailing around and they're throwing from their shoulder. And if you're just trying to get a workout in, I guess that's not a big deal. But if you're going to do it, I'm of the belief that if you're going to do something, learn to do it right. Learning to do it right makes it that much more fun. And then you can really enjoy the training even more. I mean, hitting the bag and moving around, that's always going to give you a great sweat. But when you start to learn how to do it properly and how to keep your body positioned properly, how to turn your core, how to push through your feet, how to turn your legs, how to keep your hands up, and then the defense is learning to slip and roll, that can change the training and it makes it that much more fun and interesting. So that's my next point. If you're going to get into it, I suggest maybe getting a trainer online, virtual, or in person. And just if you start to do it and you really want to get technical with the training and the way that you hit your bag, then get a trainer. Again, this is just from a fitness standpoint. It will just make it more fun as you continue and get in better shape. As far as getting in shape, I did wear a heart rate monitor to compare the two. So here's my results when I did a boxing workout. So if you take a look, my heart rate's pretty steady. I do get up, I think the highest I get is around 128, okay? But I stay around 138 is the highest I get. But I think I stay around like 132, 134. I think it really stayed around 132. If you look at the end results, my average heart rate through a boxing round, this is an amateur boxing round, so it's about 2 minutes, okay? And that's my rounds. I do 2-minute rounds with a 30-second rest. If you look at that, then my average heart rate was about 111. So that's good. That's a decent workout. Now I am in pretty good shape. So for an average person who doesn't do this a lot, it might be a bit higher. But for the comparison's sake, boxing, I came in at about 111 average, but the highest, I think, average high was about 132. Now that's good. That shows you that boxing is intense and it can get your heart rate up. That's the same heart rate I have when I'm sprinting and when I'm riding fast on a bike. Now, let's talk about kickboxing. Kickboxing is a great workout. And again, at a glance, you could believe that it's more intense than boxing because again, you have to now move your legs, whether you're throwing knees. When I kickbox on a bag, I like to use knees. Throwing kicks, it's a lot more full body is what you would believe. And it's true. Having to learn to throw your kicks properly, that's another thing. When it comes to kickboxing, this is something where in cardio kickboxing gyms, a lot of things are kind of let slide, and I don't like that. In my cardio kickboxing classes, I'm a stickler for technique. Reason being is if you're just flailing around and hitting the bag and you're throwing up kicks and hitting the side of your ankle and everything's really sloppy, number one, you can and probably will injure yourself. Number two, you're not doing it right. You know, I remember I had some clients that didn't like that I was correcting them during the class. They just wanted to hit the surface and just get through the workout. I understand that, but again, it becomes more fun and more interesting if you learn and try to do it the right way. Now, let's talk about the conditioning aspect of it as far as my heart rate. Now, if you look at my heart rate for the kickboxing round, again, the rounds I do are 2-minute rounds with a 30-second rest. If you look at my heart rate for the kickboxing rounds, my heart rate goes up to about 144, right? So my heart rate is high at the 144. It stays at about 144 at the peak of the round when I'm like really got warmed up and ready and I'm hitting that bag, I'm at 144, okay? My average is like in the high 120s, 130s, and that's much higher. That's like 10 beats higher than boxing. So with the heart rate monitor, what I am seeing for this video is that a kickboxing round is more intense than a boxing round. So kickboxing wins as far as heart rate goes. The last bit of it, now that you have that information, for me as far as deciding is your interest. What are you interested in doing and what seems more fun to you? If you don't feel like throwing kicks is not something you're interested in and you don't want to have to learn that, then go with the boxing. If the boxing just seems like an easier entry into that kind of fitness training, then go with the boxing. But if you feel like kickboxing is going to be more fun, because I just find kicking way more fun. Now, I do both. I box and I kickbox. I enjoy both. But if you're starting out and you can't decide, then it comes down to like, what do you think you would be more interested in? If you're training at home, the last thing you probably need to consider is space. If you don't have a hanging bag that hangs either from a rafters, securely, or you don't have like a bolted down like heavy bag stand, kickboxing can be hard. If you get a good freestanding heavy bag, you can do some good kickboxing workouts and boxing workouts. If you're getting one of those like Everlast, or whatever company, Title, but they all make them with the little legs and stuff, you can't really kick on one of those, so you're probably gonna have to do boxing workouts. So how much space do you have? If you have a bag in a small corner and you can only like circle it like in a half circle, potentially you're just gonna box that bag. Throwing kicks around in a very small space is gonna be kind of difficult. So space might be a factor. Okay, so outside of that, I consider them both to be of huge benefit. I consider them both to be a lot of fun. The heart rate monitor proved that the cardio kickboxing is a bit more intense than the cardio boxing. I know that's going to create a big debate in the comments. Look, man, they're both intense, all right? And that brings me to my last point. Now it just comes down to what's your flavor, all right? What are you digging? Are you digging boxing more than you're digging kickboxing? That's on you to decide. And once you decide what you like, man, roll with it and really get that going in your workout routine. It is an awesome, awesome form of cardio. It's just an easy piece of equipment to get your hands on and get into your home gym. Or you can go out and find like a cardio kickboxing class or a cardio boxing class. This is why these forms of fitness have blown up and continue to grow. So if you were trying to decide if you should do some cardio boxing or cardio kickboxing for fitness, I hope this helped you out. Again, if you want to get into actual boxing or kickboxing or Muay Thai or something like that, get into a real gym with a real coach and learn that stuff for real. That is a different animal. That is you wanting to get into martial arts, not just doing it for the fitness aspect. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate the support. Remember to like and subscribe so we can keep this thing going. We appreciate the love. All right? Remember, keep fighting for fit. No excuses. And I will see you in the next video.